Do you have a friend that is really cool sometimes, but then they could flip on a dime and they're kind of mean to you? And it makes you really confused because you want to have friends, you want to have healthy relationships and friendships, but somehow this one friend who you actually enjoy sometimes hanging out with can be a total jerk. Okay, so I've seen this so many times with the kids that I work with, that they have this one friend that they have fun with and they do enjoy spending time with them. However, on the flip side, this person could be a total jerk. They may say jerky things to you. They might criticize you. They may sometimes leave you out. They may make you want to do things you don't want to do. For example, and I see this a lot too. Oh, let's FaceTime Tommy together and let's do it together so I'm not awkward. And you look like an idiot on this FaceTime because really you don't know Tommy and they just wanted you there as a buffer. And you really didn't want to do it. So don't do stupid shit because you have a friend who's, I don't want to use the word, but I'll just be nice about it. A friend who clearly doesn't know who they are. And so they're not consistently a nice, cool friend. So if you have that person, I want to ask you, is that behavior okay with you? And if it is, I think you need to question that. All right. And you might say, hey, Con, but sometimes we do have fun. And I get that. But the person's a jerk to you. And so what happens is when you accept that behavior, what you're doing is you're belittling your self-worth, even though you don't realize it, because when you're in the presence of this person and they're making you do things that you don't want to do, or they're belittling you or saying mean things, what you're doing and saying to yourself is that I am worthy of this shit behavior, which you're not. So you got to really make a decision, and you need to really take a look at this friendship and say, is this really the ideal friendship for me? And I'll tell you the answer is no. And listen, you don't have to flat out say to this person, oh, I'm not hanging out with you anymore because you're mean. You're not going to say that because that would sound ridiculous. But you want to start creating space, right? So if Sally Sue's like, hey, you want to hang out? And Sally Sue's like, you're like, oh, no, Sally, I'm sorry, I already have plans. And then hopefully she'll get the hint. And if at any point she's like, hey, dude, how come you don't want to hang out anymore? You could be honest and be like, dude, I love hanging out with you, but I got to say, sometimes you're not the coolest. And sometimes you say mean things. And I'm not sure why you do that, but that's just not cool by me. Because then what you do is you set boundaries, right? And I really don't even love that word boundaries, but you set expectations for the behavior that you deserve and the behavior you're going to put up with. And that's called respect. And so that's a mindset thing. That's a self-worth thing. And so the more you put up with behavior like your friend's giving you, the more you're screwing up your self-esteem because you're going to feel bad. I mean, it's human nature. If you have a friend being a jerk to you, you're going to feel bad. So that's why we don't hang around people like that. We don't allow people like that to make us feel bad about ourselves. And we don't allow people like that in our lives because, hey, who needs a friendship like that? So rethink your friendship and really think, is this relationship worth it? Because I'll tell you right now, it ain't.